Hey guys, welcome back to the Legacymakers podcast. We are so thankful that you've decided to show up and listen to this episode. Today, Megan and I are going to be discussing, and we want to invite you into this conversation around the idea that stricter parenting actually creates stronger parent-child relationships.
Which is not just our opinion. This was found in a study.
Yeah, this is actually found in a study by over 24,000 American parents.
And teens.
And this is recent. This is actually just last month, 2026. It was just completed. 24,000 American parents found that virtually every household rule a parent enforces is linked to better parent-child relationships. Wow.
From both the parent's perspective and the teen's perspective.
Which
is surprising.
That's like a cultural slap in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, that is astounding. I think this is a great find.
Yeah, because culture tells us to let our kids just, decide what they want to do and let them pick.
Which leads to weaker parent-child relationships.
Yeah.
So, if you want to have a strong relationship with your child, be more strict.
In what areas?
Well, let me get into it. It's actually really interesting here. So the study found that, and this is just what I'm going to get into here.
Do you think your statement is like universally true or just like in healthy areas?
I think it should be universal.
I don't know.
Okay, here's the things that actually studied on. Strict curfew times, bedtimes, screen time limits, who your kids are friends with, strict rules on that, sleepover restrictions, homework time, dedicated homework times, device drop-off, so putting your phone in a box at a certain time, and then playtime outside. The most interesting thing, though,
what would you add to that?
What would I add?
Well, I feel like one of the biggest struggles in our home is like food strictness, about eating healthy or things. I wish they did that one.
Yeah.
I would love to know if that's going to help us at all.
It's true.
Because I feel like our kids fight us on that more than any of these other ones. Maybe screen time limits they don't like.
So just to be honest, do you feel like our rules around food benefit or degrade
the relationship?
Yeah,
I mean, I think they absolutely benefit the child. That's why we do it.
For sure.
Because it's
do you feel like
to help them, but does it benefit the relationship?
That's a tough one.
I wish they did this because I don't know. I honestly don't. It doesn't feel like it.
A lot of times it doesn't feel like it. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, I hope that one day when they're older, they'll be like thankful.
Yeah,
we helped them learn what's healthy and good for their body.
Yeah.
But right now, I think it definitely is like the biggest area of relationship breakdown. I think.
Yeah, because we are very strict when it comes to food.
I mean. Yeah. Not like crazy strict.
Take that back. For the audience, for the sake of the audience, we're not that strict.
Well, yeah, I guess we are. We are.
We're stricter than probably most.
I mean, on the soccer fields, when we take away their Gatorade, we get a lot of dirty looks from other parents as our kids are screaming.
Smith, I need to see you go dump it out in the trash can. Really Make them visibly dump it out in front of their friends. Smith's like, come on, Dad, not again. Oh, man. The one that I thought was interesting, though, so here's how it kind of does it. It shows you for each of these rules, it gives you an estimated effect on parental difficulty, so like how hard it is to parent, or the parental challenge.
If that limit makes parenting easier.
Or harder.
Yeah. Okay.
The effect on reported parent-child relationship quality, and then the effect on teenager-reported parent-child relationship quality. So, the one that had the highest reported evidence for increasing parent-child relationships was having a strict bedtime.
Yeah.
So, can you explain why you think that's true?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. I think that you need to have that space, if you're always going to bed at the same time as your kids, at least in their young years, like when they're little.
Wait, so are you talking about Talking about like the relationship with your spouse or with your kid?
With your kid. I mean, true, obviously for your spouse. Like you need time alone together.
Okay.
So you need to be able to connect if your kids are always around.
But you're saying so that...
no, I think for your child too.
Because it's giving you space
Yeah.
from your child in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, I love our kids. I love being with them. But my relationship will be better with them because they go to bed and I have a little bit of time without them.
Yeah.
That's going to help the relationship.
Healthy.
Yeah.
It's healthy.
And it's healthy for them to have that time to wind down on their own and have the routine. I also think like actually a bedtime routine when they're little is actually a connection point for your relationship because you read to them or you pray over them or you like talk with them before bed. There's those points of connection before bed as opposed to just letting them, play and do whatever they want until they're tired enough and they just go lay down. There's no like final connection to the day or like prepping for the next day.
That's good.
So I think that having those moments does build your relationship.
That's good. On the opposite side of the spectrum, there was one of these is called limiting who a child befriends. So that rule, if you are strict about limiting who your child is friends with, that actually increases parental ease.
Does it? Is that what that means? I thought it meant it was more difficult.
Oh wait, maybe I'm reading this wrong.
It's hard to tell. I feel like
maybe it makes
that's a hard one to tell. But it's definitely the lowest rated one.
Yeah, it's definitely the lowest rated.
Which is interesting.
Has a low
Why do you think that is?
Categories. That's a good question. Probably.
It's like too controlling. I don't know. Why is that?
I think because it's like outside the home. It's like
that's true.
It's external. It's outside the family.
That's true.
Who your child is friends with is external to your family and external to your home, likely. Mm-hmm. And so it'd be probably harder to measure even like the effect.
Yeah, that's true.
On parenting and the parent-child relationship, I think. But teenagers do think that it increases the
actually more than parents do. The teens think that it benefits the relationship when their parents limit their friends.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting. More than the parent does.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That really goes to show sometimes they'll push back on things, but then they're thankful.
Exactly. Back to the food thing.
Well, all of these, there's always pushback, but that doesn't mean that they're not like actually seeing the benefits of it.
Yeah.
I think even we've seen that with screen time too. Like we have very strict screen time rules and our kids, of course, push back on that. But then you hear them talking about, our kids talk about being thankful for that, right? Do they? I think they do.
Yeah. Or they will,
Yeah. Okay. So apart from like this actual study that we see before us, like from your experience, why do you think that having stricter boundaries with our kids actually promotes healthier relationships with them?
I think number one, where my head goes initially is that it's important for kids to know what you expect. Mm-hmm. Internally, it provides them a sense of direction and boundary. And I think it also provides them a lane to express obedience, which would, I think, just as like naturally, like as a result, like if a child is obedient, like they're likely going to get rewarded. So anyway, that's kind of where my head goes first.
Rewarded how? What do you mean? Like bribes?
No, like they're going to get affirmation.
Oh, okay.
Like emotional affirmation. Like, hey, good job. You did it. Thanks for being obedient. So I think it just creates that structure, which I think in a child is extremely important. It's extremely important to give your children structure, to give your children boundaries, to give your children expectations. And the other thing, like after that, it creates an opportunity. As children are learning to follow the rules, they're inevitably going to make mistakes. They're inevitably going to break the rules. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to create more opportunities as a parent for you to come alongside them and to coach them and to train them and to encourage them and to build them up. Whereas if you don't have any sort of rules or structure and everything's just kind of willy-nilly, just loosey-goosey in your house, I don't think it's going to be easy to like have those opportunities that you otherwise would to build a relationship with your kids and strengthen it. And obviously it's going to set them up for success, giving them structure, giving them, order. Yeah. It's going to set them up for long-term success.
Yeah. Like I think of like a plant, or plants that you have to like tie down to a trellis or something and like guide their growth. I feel like that's what I think of as you were talking of how like our kids they need those boundary lines and those things to like latch onto in order to really thrive in their growing.
Absolutely.
And I think kids feel safer when they know within what boundaries they can thrive in and what boundaries they can function in. It gives them a sense of safety. Mm-hmm. So then that helps the relationship because you want to feel safe with someone that's good. You love.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely like a psychological element of safety when you have rules and structure. Yeah. I think that's just an innate thing.
So then how does a parent go about picking like which things to be strict, which things to be strict in?
Like where to draw the line?
Yeah.
On certain things?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you have to know what you stand for. Like as a parent, as a family, like what do you value? What's important to you morally, right and wrong? I think there's obviously these baselines, right? The 10 Commandments. I'm like, don't kill anybody, don't steal anything.
Those are good to be strict on.
Yeah, those are basics. And then there's the more subjective ones, which I think comes back to like in your own family, like what do you feel like is important? Maybe it's having an attitude of respect. Like we're not going to speak over other people or interrupt other people. Is that a rule in your family? As an example. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think a lot of it comes down to your values and what is important to your family. Yeah. I think those, the moral issues are kind of a given. Follow, what the Bible lays out is what is right and true to be strict on and teach your children. But I think beyond that, in terms of like lifestyle things, you have to know what's important to your family. Yeah. And then choose where you're going to hold the line. Yeah. So I think your example is great, right? Like, I mean, we talked about being strict about food, and one of our values is holistic growth and health. Yeah. And so that is a reason we've landed on that as something that we're strict on. We're like, our kids leave the house without shoes almost every day. We're not very strict in,
put shoes on.
Hygiene. I don't know. Cleanliness. What is that? Yeah. What does that fall under?
Yeah, probably hygiene.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think determining what's important to you is vital in that area. And I think then like sticking with it too, not like going back and forth on what you're going to hold the line on and what you're not going to hold the line on.
Are there any important thoughts or things for parents to consider as they're kind of trying to decide what is important to them?
Yeah, I think, as they're deciding what's important to them, I was going to answer a different question. What's important to them?
Are there any thoughts or things that parents should consider as they're trying to decide what is important to them? Like, I'm just thinking in terms of like the future.
Who you want your kids to become.
Yeah. Like
totally.
The environment that your kids are in now is going to be the environment that they create in the future. So it's like, what kind of environment do you want them to live into and create? And, what things do you want them to experience? What rules do you want them to internally live by? What else?
Yeah, I think those are great.
Yeah.
I think something that came to mind for me as you asked that was like, what do you need to keep in mind as you are enforcing these rules? Like, I think it's important to know that you are going to have pushback, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's breaking down your relationship. And your kid might be very upset with you and, yell out, "I hate you," as you're telling them not to do something. But clearly the evidence shows that they don't hate you and that it's going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
And so I think to like stay grounded and stay strong in like the truth of who you are and the truth of who they are and the truth of what is important to your family is really important.
Yeah. I want to double click on that thought. You just said the truth of who you are.
Yeah.
Because I know in my own experience, I have been, in my own naivety and immaturity, I have allowed our children to affect like my identity. Especially when it comes to things of like disrespect. When, your son says no to your face 3 times in a row, like that puts me in a place of like, I thought I was your parent. Like, do I not have the authority here? So that's like, for me, that's an identity thing. And how can a parent gain awareness of the times when they might be triggered to not maintain like their sense of identity, or maybe absorb a false sense of identity, and then like what can they do to reestablish themselves, not in a negative way, not in a hurtful way, but like in themselves, like within their own mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you have an answer for that question that you had in mind when you asked it?
I mean, I think number one, it's like your identity is not in what other people think. I mean, as weird as it is and as silly as it sounds, it's like I said, like I can start thinking negatively about myself based on something my kids say.
Yeah, no, I think that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, where does your identity even start with?
Yeah.
So going back to that, like, what is who says who you are? Is it your children or is it God? And maintaining that confidence.
Yeah, it does feel silly to like say that our kids can, define our identity by those things, but I think it totally does creep in when they are mad at us or like disrespectful or when they say things, to allow that to affect our judgment as parents too.
Totally.
And I think to really, be able to stay grounded in, of course, who God says we are.
Yeah.
And to have those things, those little phrases or verses that we like go back to of the truth.
Yeah.
And remind ourselves.
Yeah.
And to forgive them for their defiance, for their words of anger, things, to quickly forgive our children.
Yeah.
So that we can parent level-headedly.
Yeah. That's good. What else do you think they can do?
To maintain who they are?
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, that's real though. Actually, yeah.
Definitely got to pray. Then how can you re-enter back into that in that moment, or maybe you take a break?
Yeah, I think, it's interesting to see this study and see how kids also find the benefits of these rules, because I do think I've seen with our own kids how whenever they, blow up and get mad about some rule that we have created and are enforcing in that moment, if they have the time to go cool off on their own, they don't usually stay mad very long about that rule. It's usually about something else, or it's usually a deeper thing that is actually upsetting them.
Yeah.
And so learning to listen to what is actually going on after they cool off. And then that, again, provides another point of connection, and another way for our relationship with them to grow is to have that pushback and that moment that helps bring up the real issues of their heart. So, I guess I would just say, like, don't be afraid to step back in after they're angry and connect.
Yeah, that's good.
Ask the questions to get into the deeper heart.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's I mean, based on this study, I think it's understanding that, yes, rules create stronger parent-child relationships. Mm-hmm. As countercultural as it sounds, it's the evidence is there. And so then it's thinking about what rules are you going to enforce? What rules are you going to create in your home to create that structure, to create that boundary? And as a parent, what questions are you asking yourself to define those rules? Mm-hmm. Morally, and all that. So it's been good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this conversation, and we'll see you next time.